Hi, my name's Sunde from Sunde White Industries. I'm the owner and founder. I'm an artist and I make things like greeting cards and coloring books and art prints and stuff like that. So today we're talking about stencils and what to do with them. If you look at the first video, I explained how to make this stencil without having to draw. And the beauty of a stencil, when I do nationwide workshops, I make my own stencils based on what the topic of the workshop is. And I've really noticed that it frees people up to just make art without worrying about how to draw, because drawing is like a hard skill. It takes a long time. It's super frustrating. So this way, if you have a stencil, move on and just make the art from the stencil without having to draw. So this is what this offers you to do. And I like witness people getting freed up artistically because they don't have to draw things. They can just move right on to like the art or coloring in of things or whatever. So you saw the first video. I cut out some things just so you have guidelines if it's really hard for you to draw. That way you're not like lost in this big space, like where's the fin, where's the eye, where's the mouth. And then you can always just go back in and sort of just based on that, like here's the side of the body, you can kind of do things like that. Or oh, okay, here's some white, you can kind of draw stuff in. All right, and so for this I'm going to use just some colored pencil. This is just kind of loose for the video just to give you guys some ideas, but if you ever want some coloring tips with colored pencils, I have a video about how to blend colored pencils and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna do this sort of loose. Maybe I'll this is a good opportunity to show how to kind of do a little highlight with black, which is another fun, I call it the Wonder Woman effect. So I brought in a blue also, so I just have blue, black, and white. I'm going to color these in, and then this is just a really quick example. But I do really like to just to do highlights with black instead of using white or gray. I like to use a bright blue like Wonder Woman's hair, and it really does the trick. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And this light blue paper kind of makes it highlight too. Makes highlights for black too. But I'll show you what I do. I like to go in with this bright blue. Like that, wherever it might be highlighted, sort of like on the top. Because that's where the sun might be hitting it. And it just makes it a little more interesting than just using white where it would just sort of turn gray. It just makes it like a little more interesting and realistic. It's just art. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can make it as messy or as neat or spend as much time as you want on each thing. Alright, so here's our killer whale. Sometimes I really love going back in with just graphite to kind of like emphasize the lines after I've done the filling. We'll go back in with this. That. Maybe even like this. Sometimes I like that too. And there's our killer whale, right? Obviously, you could just keep it like this and like just add things, add a sun and some water, and there's your drawing. But this is what is kind of really fun, to just get creative and really make cool art pieces for you or for your friends. So now I'm just going to sort of put together like a cool little collage. Like I have this scrap of paper just because I do art all the time, but I bet a lot of you guys just have like, I always keep my scraps because you never know when you might want a cool texture. This is from some kind of water thing I did. So maybe I'll just like cut a horizon. I'm going to use this yellow paper. So I need a piece of paper long enough like this. You kind of put that there, and then maybe I'll even use like different, I just love to use sort of like different tones and textures. Just do whatever. This is just for you to have fun. Like, just do whatever seems really perfect for you to be doing. It's just for you to explore. I mean, you could even like cut out this whale and then like do crayons or anything you want. I'm just gonna go like this, and I'm gonna have the whale sort of leaping out of the water. So this is what I like about collage too, is that you can just sort of... I'm actually gonna glue this stuff down. And you guys, you know what I love about collage and art? It's just like the spontaneity of it. Oh, I love these little yellow parts. It makes me think that the sunlight is hitting the ocean. So I'm just going to keep those little gaps of yellow. That's what's exciting about art. And you guys should do that too. Just like be willing to make accidents so that you can have like really cool, exciting things happen at the end. Like, oh my God, that looks like sunlight. And I like that. All right, and now I'm going to place the whale. I want him leaping out of here, and I'll probably go like that to have him leaping. Actually, probably going to just use some other piece of paper because I want an even more color differential so that... And this is just like whatever, you guys. Like, just do what's fun for you. I think it'll be more obvious even that he's leaping out of water with a different color. A little more hardcore, but I'm like making a video. All right, I'm gonna glue this guy down. I just use scrap papers to glue on. And then I really liked, just by accident, I really liked how his tail snuck under there. That's what I'm talking about spontaneity with art. It's like, oh my God, his tail fell there, and I really like it. Cool. So there's like our beautiful whale, and then you can always like, who knows what frame size you have, but you can go like this. Make a beautiful art piece for, how about for your mom, because Mother's Day is coming. And then I just can't help myself. I always love to have sun. Here's another example. I always have scraps of paper. I just love this little bit of orange. It's really pretty. And we'll just put a sun here. I guess it's 3rd grade. It's like one of my techniques that I learned, because I learned all my art like from up to 4th grade, and this is one of my techniques, which is to put a sun in the right hand corner. I think we all probably did that, but should I be embarrassed that I still do that almost everything I make? All right, so then the final little thing that I'm going to do to liven up the water, and again, these are just ideas. You guys should do whatever you want. Like, you could always go in with blue if you want to sort of like create like kind of cool action in the water. Like, you can just do anything that interests you. Just try anything. You guys, I almost always use turquoise deep for water. That's just the truth of it. We're going to do some little... I call it loosening up. You're just going to loosen up this paint. And the more water you put, it looks like water because you just use water. Can you see it? Just like to create like a little bit of like movement. And then we're going to make it a little heavier. Sometimes I like to place the water down first. Sometimes I just place a little bit of the water, and then from there you can go in. Should we use a little white? And now that this water's here, when you put the white, it just sort of creates, isn't that nice? Just kind of creates the action of the water. And then particularly for where he's jumping out, I want like a little more white. I want more water. And then I'm just going to do some white. And see, I made water come out like that by accident. But I love it. Like, that's what will be my favorite part of the drawing. So always remember, when accidents happen, that's usually the best part. That's why it's like there's no place to be like judgy about art, because like that's usually when the coolest part happens. I'm just gonna go like this now. Look, I love that drop too. It was an accident. And here we go, just leaping out. Ah, isn't that fun? Let's try to find some pure white.
I kind of like the cherry on top is the pure white, because that's what water looks like. It always has like the pure white when it's really splashing. So I get some water, make it loose enough that you can like this. We'll do this other angle because he's shooting out from everywhere. Maybe even, I like it even in the yellow is really pretty. Cool, you guys, so that's it. Here's your drawing that you didn't even draw. Here's your beautiful art piece. And you guys can do anything that you feel like doing too, just by using the stencil, which is right here. That's our starting point.
So that's it. By using this stencil and fake drawing, which I'm just such a proponent of, we ended up with this beautiful drawing. And this is just one example. You guys can do whatever, but please give it a shot, because I think it'll really be fulfilling way to be able to do art without the stress of drawing. So if you're interested in making things, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks so much for watching.